Hello, my little weirdos. If you live in New Jersey, in America, you want to listen to this. Me, activist of the resistance against the Republican fascists. Just to be clear, I am so public about it, and yet apparently the Republican running for governor for next week's election that's against the Democrat Mikey Sherrill, who's currently a federal congressperson, Jack Ciatarelli. Yes, it does sound like shit-arelli, doesn't it? What are you going to do to me, Jack? I can have free speech on what your name sounds like. Their team just texted me a diss piece against Mikey Sherrill, and I want to read it to you. There's the picture. You see that there? You see it? Okay, yeah. Hope you saw it. I'm going to read that to you, and then I'm going to rebuff it. Oh, let me preface this by saying, as I've said in other videos, Jack Ciatarelli said that New Jersey firefighters endorsed him. New Jersey firefighters had to get together and put out a statement saying Jack Ciatarelli lied, straight up lied. We do not endorse him. In fact, we endorse Mikey Sherrill for New Jersey governor. This is also the man who never, like Donald, did one speck of military service, and yet he got Mikey Sherrill, who was a helicopter pilot, folks, in the military, got her information that included family members' personal information, all her military records. This man didn't serve 1 minute of military service, and he proceeds to dox everything and accuse her of, what happened was people cheated. She did not cheat on a test in the academy, but she also didn't snitch on him. And she graduated, but I think she couldn't walk with her class or something. This is what Jack Ciatarelli does. Did you know that Jack Ciatarelli intends, because he will do anything Donald tells him to do. His plan is, as soon as he's governor, in New Jersey, blue New Jersey, sanctuary city New Jersey, he intends to ban all abortions for any and all reasons, especially and including life of the mother saving. At the same time, he's going to initiate a law that gives the rapists parental rights for the rest of that child's life if he gets one of his victims that he rapes forcibly, gets her pregnant, because she won't be able to have an abortion. This is the kind of jackass that sends me this text. You saw the scary Mikey Sherrill. Your worst nightmare isn't a monster, it's a career politician. She had a career in the military, so that wasn't her only career, Jack Ciatarelli. Monsters preying upon children, predators in little girls' locker rooms, children who will never be the same. This isn't a horror movie. It's New Jersey under Mikey Sherrill. Protect your children and vote no to Mikey Sherrill. Wait a minute, it continues. Ooh, where is it? Before your worst nightmares come true. Paid for by AAP, Big Family New Jersey PAC. 2800 Shirlington Road, Suite 901, Arlington, Virginia. This expenditure was not made with the cooperation or prior consent of, or in consultation with, or at the request or suggestion of any candidate or person or committee acting on behalf of the candidate. So, it's that association, huh? You want to talk about preying on children, little fucking PAC of yours? And I'm sure Jack Ciatarelli gave them that information regardless of what they say, because he doxed her entire family. If Jack Ciatarelli will dox an ex-military pilot, he'll dox you too. For any damn reason he wants. Don't you think he won't? Let's talk about, the children, preying on the children. He's talking about the transgender, male to female. And that's who he's talking about. Like, how many people in this country are affected by that it changes them? Like, what, 2% or something? Like, 4 people it's affecting? So, enough with the hypocrisy. Let's talk about, save the children. Republicans for decades since Reagan have refused to limit and rein in the firearms law. In fact, they continually push to make it easier for everybody. And so they let children, the children, be mowed down in schools, and all they say is our thoughts and prayers. How's that working for them? Let's talk about, the children. Do you know how many cases I have seen in the last year, especially down south like Georgia, where teachers are pedophiling on their students? One of the biggest fentanyl rings was broken up in Georgia. Ooh, that's Republican. The children. What about every pedophile arrested in 2025 has been a registered Republican? The children. What's the matter? You're afraid that a couple children might be out of your reach, so you got to make a law so every child can be available to those pedophiles that you're protecting? And which is why the government is not open. Because let me tell you something, like I've said in other ones, and I will continue saying it. The SNAP program had safety nets written into it, like some other things, that no matter of a government shutdown, certain things don't stop. Your health things just don't stop. You can't not, it doesn't work that way. And that had one of those in it, which means Donald and the Republicans, little grinder Mike Johnson, had to manually go and strike that from it in order to deprive us of the SNAP. He knows there's elections, important governor elections in several states. I think Virginia's one. I know New Jersey here is one. And he's cutting them off. And they keep saying it's Democrats doing it when we don't have the power. They spent 9 months going, we can do this whatever we want. We have a mandate. We run everything. And now suddenly Mike Johnson has just completely lost any memory. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I'm so busy. I don't know. Those darn Democrats. Even if we were holding out, should not have stopped it. They stopped it. Why would they play so dirty? Because they know they're losing people. They know it. Everybody has to get out there, especially you Democrats, and vote, because you saw what happened when we didn't. Or when a handful of the country figured they got this. We don't have it when they're continually cheating. They cheated in 16, in 2020, and in 24. The only reason they did not do it, and this, listen up, the reason he is so insistent that it was rigged, we won it, they rigged 2022. 2020 also. They rigged 2020. That was with COVID. We, the liberals, the Democrats, did such a hyping up of don't go and risk going, just do mail-in. And the Republicans are so against mail-in that at the last minute, they were afraid to go vote because of COVID, no matter what their people were telling them. They saw people dying. So they didn't vote. And the Democrats all swamped which is immediately why after that, when did he install, when did DeJoy, yeah. Because he was trying to stop it then. He had him put in then to do that. He did other things to rig it. And when he didn't, I mean, it was too big. That's why he keeps saying too big to rig. We won too big we won over it being rigged against us. That's what he means by this, people. That is what he means when he says this. And that is why he's insisting that it was rigged, because we would have won. Yeah, they should have. If it had been typical and some people didn't vote, we didn't have anything else to do but vote. Us Democrats. That's why he's insisting that it was stolen, because he rigged it and he thought he rigged it hard enough. Like he got that push in 2016 with the whole bashing at Hillary and the overseas stuff, and they tried to do this shit again, but we just did in too much of a wave. So they already planned for him to come in at the last minute if he flails. And this is not something that just happened coincidentally, people. You know, I worked the elections on the polling place, and I told you since then that things were not right. Things were wrong during the campaign. And there were times that I was the first one to say it, and everybody's like, I don't hear any of the big places that get the actual interviews saying anything, Judi. Because nobody wanted to sound like them saying, oh, it was stolen, oh, it was rigged, but it was. I read a comment, somebody was saying, I was saying how there's a lot of people that are, that don't have vehicles availability, and they want to get to something, but they don't have a way. And I said, you know, when people wanted to get to events, to the bus tour stop, or to a protest or a rally, or, you know, the Republicans bust people in. They paid for shit to bust the people in. I said, why can't the little groups, the people that are doing well in our groups, maybe put it together? Because let's say several of you wanted to go to something. Wanted to go to Trenton or Newark. The gas of each one of you driving, because you're able to afford that. If you put that all together, we could probably rent a bus at a drive, type of thing, and just, or, a bus that somebody can drive. And the people that don't have vehicles can be included. Somebody said, when I suggested that, I read this morning, they said, yeah, but then the Republicans will accuse us of busing that. And I was like, so, if they do, make it very clear that, excuse me, for the last 10 years, Donald Trump has bussed people in and from other states for big things and gave them those pre-made signs that he claims are, okay? That's why he makes those accusations, because he knows what they did. And I said, and while you're reminding that person, if they say, well, you're just bussing people and you're paying people, you can remind them that Trump bussed everybody in. And many times on both terms during the campaign, he stranded them. He didn't pay for the buses to return them. And you can also remind them, I said, don't take that defeatist. No. Now, I've been off for a few days because I was getting burned out, and it's not, and part of it is because I'm not getting to events because people they have schedules and families and their caregivers and jobs, and they can barely get to event things, like the overpasses and stuff in time by themselves. They certainly can't, do. And I said, for stuff like that, why don't we have one person that maybe uses somebody who has like a van or something? And because I've got two people right now that don't have vehicles. And one is a male, which we don't get enough males or young people. And I was telling them, two people that could be putting voices in, they might be a hidden activist under there. And we're losing the opportunities because you're not thinking out of the boxes like the Republicans do. Stop thinking of conventional ways to get people places and think, like I'm saying, out of the effing box. Make a sign that they don't quite understand. People like, well, you have to be simple with it. Make a sign that makes them say, what does that mean? I don't get what your sign means. It's just a bunch of symbols. What does it mean? You're opening the door, you're saying it means this. And I'm just showing you that that's what it actually means. It's not what they're saying it means. People will ask. There will be people that are hidden out there that want to know. If they ask, they're curious. Do not just let them go. Give them a card. Give them your number. Ask if they can if they want, you to call them, and maybe join us. Yeah, you need to start thinking out of the boxes. Democrat leaning, left wing. Okay? Especially when they're cheating their fucking asses off and lying like that. Jack Ciatarelli. He's sitting there making it sound like hundreds and hundreds of New Jerseyans, New Jersey girls are going to be traumatized because a transgender female could come into their bathroom. But there aren't any transgender girls in the school. How exactly is that traumatizing them, Jack? Oh, it's not Jack. It's the AAP Big Family New Jersey PAC. How is that affecting them? But not doing gun laws is affecting the children. Not getting Congress back into session so Grijalva can be sworn in so she can sign and force the release of the Epstein files. That's protecting pedophiles. Did you know that? Big Family PAC? The person that you are supporting is protecting pedophiles. Maybe I'll just make a big old graphic and information about you and how the Big Family New Jersey PAC is a bunch of fascists and child abuse protectors. If you're complicit, you're equally responsible for the crimes. Oh, my, that means AAP, Big Family New Jersey PAC, are pedophiles? That's what they say. If you're complicit and allowing and supporting those who are, you may as well be one too. I've got a graphic just swimming around up there. Ooh, strap in, Big Family New Jersey PAC.